we need to have a historical approach and a contextual approach. So looking at the history, looking at the power relations which within the context we are working, and then designing solutions based on this analysis. So I am an independent consultant. I focus on two different large areas. One of them is the root causes of forced migration in Latin America, and the other one would be protection responses to the populations that are affected by this. So on one hand, we have the more pragmatic side of it, which is co-creating knowledge with community-based organizations, grassroots, refugee-led organizations, migrant-led organizations, etc. So with the peoples and with the organized civil society groups that are closest to the populations that we intend to benefit. So that's one side of it, democratizing knowledge creation processes. And the other one is decolonizing knowledge creation processes, which in my vision would mean to reach to a point where the knowledge created by these groups, so usually in the global south, usually groups that are connected, very much connected and in touch with marginalized groups, is considered as valuable as knowledge created in global north universities, for example. I don't speak from a methodological viewpoint, but from more of a symbolic viewpoint of valuing all types of knowledge the same way. So the guide is what I would have liked to have many years ago. So very pragmatic, very practical advice on how to do participatory, decolonial, intersectional, applied research. And basically, all research processes should be collaborative and participatory. You know, they should feature if they can be designed based on what the groups on the ground, you know, marginalized groups, the groups that we tend to benefit need and their interests, that would be wonderful. If this is not possible because of funding streams and inequality in our, so deeply rooted inequality in our sector, at least a great part of research should be the contributions of these groups. So that would be ideal. And the second aspect that I think would be ideal is if all research in our sectors would include an intersectional approach. And I know that this has become a buzzword and that organizations don't always use the term in the original meaning and the original intention that the term had, which was to uncover systemic injustices. Latin American societies are extremely unjust, unequal, sexist, racist, and this means that we need to compulsorily have an intersectional approach. Third point, a decolonial approach, because all of the topics that we work on in international development and humanitarian aid have a root causes that usually started in the region where I work 500 years ago with the colonization, you know. So we need to have a historical approach and a contextual approach. So looking at the history, looking at the power relations which within the context we are working, and then devising solutions, designing solutions based on this analysis. No more cookie-cutter solutions, but solutions that are contextually tailored and that are based on local knowledge and national knowledge. That's what I would like to see ideally.